Published 1746 EDT, the 10th of October 2017. Updated 1756 EDT, the 10th of October 2017. A bipolar woman who was diagnosed with the disorder in 2010 and whose emotions plummeted after she left her hometown of Kansas has gained 18 pounds in muscle in a year after discovering her love for weightlifting. Design and drafting representative Kinsey Nicole George, 21, of New York was misdiagnosed with depression in 2009 and prescribed Prozac for a year before she was sent to a mental health professional where she was accurately diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2010. Since then she had been taking a mood stabilizer, but after she moved to New York with her fiancé and left her family, friends and life in her hometown, she fell into a depressed state. Before and after Kinsey in 2015 left, and Kinsey now with 18 pounds of added muscle, a big change. Before Kinsey got into weightlifting, she fell into a depressive state when she moved to New York. During this time, Kinsey didn't exercise and comforted herself with home-cooked meals. Eating was my vice. I made delicious home meals that reminded me of home and I would eat a lot of servings. To put it short, Kinsey said, it didn't help that I was completely inactive. I would sit and play video games the entire day while my fiancé was at work. I was going through a pretty rough period of depression after leaving everything I had known and was just doing what I thought would help. During this time, she yo-yo dieted, where she went down to 130 pounds, but once she discovered her love of weightlifting, she built up her body into a curvy 148 lbs. Then and now with weightlifting, she now feels like she has more clarity. Leaving Kansas, Kinsey said that when she moved, her time wasn't being well spent. Eventually I found the light and started fitness, and ever since then it's just been an upslope of battling emotional demons and food fears. Kinsey said, in late 2016, I had already lost about 20 pounds and was ready for the next move. I kept seeing more of my peers on Instagram begin to lift weights and I thought it was the logical next step. I was finally ready to start building muscle and change my look. Before weightlifting and fitness, I loved video games. But when I lived in Kansas, I had a lot of friends I would spend time with. In New York, I didn't have friends to keep me busy. I was happy in Kansas, so it wasn't too big on my mind. But when I moved, my time wasn't being spent well and I was going to a really dark place mentally. Fortunately, weightlifting has helped Kinsey tremendously and she now uses it as a way to cope with stress or tension. Weightlifting has helped so much. If I'm having a bad day at work, or if school is stressing me out, or if I'm just in a whirlwind of emotions, I can go to the gym and focus on strength training and count reps. Kinsey said, I can put some music in my ears and just lift. It's almost like meditation because it takes your mind off everything else and makes you focus on what you're doing. Once I leave, I have more clarity. In January 2016, I noticed I was no longer developing muscle mass and switched to weightlifting. At that point, I started eating more food in hopes of gaining more muscle and lifting weights. But what was originally a tool to get fit and unhealthy is now a method Kinsey uses to keep her strong and stable. A stable lifestyle. Kinsey said that she now uses weightlifting for mental stability, working on self-care and self-love. I feel powerful. Kinsey said that at this point, she feels like she can achieve anything at this point. It's more for mental stability, working on self-care and self-love, progressing as a person and being the strongest I can be. She said, I'm not afraid to speak my mind like I used to be. Before I was very meek and shy, no one knew what I was thinking or how I felt. I am now proud to be me. I feel pretty damn powerful. I feel like at this point I can achieve anything I want. I have battled the inner demons. I have gained confidence and freedom to eat what I want. Bipolar disorder is a condition that affects a person's moods, which can swing from one extreme of happiness to the other extreme. While there are no guaranteed treatments for bipolar, one approach that aims to reduce the severity is a healthy lifestyle, which includes incorporating regular exercise and improving diet. I think honestly, the bullies on Instagram was the hardest part of my journey. I used to get a lot of hate messages, people telling me I'm too skinny, too strong, I look like a man, or that I looked better before, Kinsey said. A lifestyle change. Kinsey said that if you can manage the first 8 weeks, you can manage the next 8 years when it comes to being healthy, staying strong. Kinsey said that her fiancé thinks this is the strongest she's ever been. It was really hard hearing some of that stuff, but in the end, it gave me a thick shell. I remember shaking on my bed nearly in tears hearing some of the comments. But now I'm strong. And that's all that matters. A lot of people in my real life are just proud of me for sticking with it and inspiring other people. It's been a chill journey, just each day working on me, not really worried about anyone else. Kinsey said that while once she couldn't handle negative comments on her Instagram profile, she has found a new mental strength that helped her deal with them. "My fiancé says I'm the strongest he's ever seen me, and my mom says she thinks I'm cute," she said. "My advice would be to get started. Just pick a date, create the Instagram profile. Making a fitness Instagram was a huge push in keeping up with myself. It's seriously a lifestyle change, but if you can manage the first 8 weeks, you can manage the next 8 years. I think what kept me going was slowly altering it over time, because it is a lifestyle switch.